Hi guys, so Boris Johnson was attempting to dampen any fears of a possible tit-for-tat over the exportation of vaccines from the EU to the UK and vice versa. Now, he also talked about how the wave that's taking place, the third wave that's taking place on the European continent, has the potential to wash up on UK shores. Now, he has said that he's speaking to his friends and partners in Europe, although he doesn't specify who he's speaking to. So I'd actually take that with a pinch of salt. But let's hear what he had to say in regard to the vaccine and the potential for a tit-for-tat.
I'm reassured by talking to EU partners over the last few months that they don't want to see blockades. I think that's very, very important. But clearly what matters to us in the UK is we get on with the rollout of the vaccine programme. I think we've now done over half the adults in the country, which is very, very good news.
Can I just ask a question? Why is it when the NHS do something successful, carry out a successful operation, like rolling out the vaccine, and it has been a huge success, half the population has received the first jab, why is it when the NHS are doing it, they never get any recognition? But when the test and trace, which has been a disaster, whenever Boris Johnson mentions test and trace, he always attaches NHS to it, even though it's partly run by Serco, a private company. Why does he always say NHS test and trace and not NHS vaccine rollout? It seems that the government are trying to hitch themselves to the rollout of the vaccine and claim some of the credit.
And we're on course to do the everybody in priority groups 1 to 4. They've been done, but the groups 1 to 9, all the over 50s by April the 15th, and then we'll just bash on with the roadmap that we've set out and with the programme that we've got.
Some suggestion today that you'll be talking to other EU leaders about this issue. What will you be saying to them?
Well,
so I don't know if you heard the question, but it was, are you going to be speaking with other EU leaders about this issue regarding the exportation of vaccines?
I've talked to our friends, repeatedly over the period. We're all facing the same pandemic. We all have the same problems. I think it's one thing that's worth stressing is that on the continent right now, you can see, sadly, there is a third wave underway, and people in this country should be under no illusions that previous experience has taught us that when a wave hits our friends, it I'm afraid, washes up on our shores as well.
It washes up on our shores as well. We've seen from previous experience. Why are you not closing the borders, Boris? Close the bloody borders. Protect the nation. Great Britain is an island. You can close the borders and protect the country. Why are you not doing that? And even him saying, we know from experience. This is not the first time there's been this pandemic. This is the second year of it. How is he not closing the borders? I know he's trying to rely, unfortunately, I think he's relying too much on the vaccine, hoping that the vaccine will protect the nation. Yes, it will, but you still need to protect those who have not received the jab. Half the population, as he said, have received it, the first jab. They haven't received the second one, and I'm not going to go into whether that's enough, but the other half of the population have not received it. They have to be protected. The NHS has to be protected as well. It makes sense to close the border if cases are rising in Europe. There are a number of nations around Europe where the cases are way up. It would make perfect sense to close the border to protect Great Britain. Why is he not doing that? It doesn't make any sense. Like, we've seen it from before. He eventually did somewhat close the border last year, but at that stage it was too late. And then it was half-arsed. And then this year they brought in a new restriction on people flying back into the UK, but who were resident in the UK, not people actually flying in for a holiday or something. And it was only from a list of 35 countries that were red listed. It was not countries around Europe where we're seeing a massive spike. Why is he not closing the borders?
And I expect that we will feel those effects in due course. That's why we're getting on with our vaccination program as fast as we can. But a vaccination campaign, developing vaccines, rolling them out, these are international projects and they require international cooperation.
I agree with that last part. It does require international cooperation, and I truly hope that this issue surrounding AstraZeneca, the development of the vaccine and the contracts gets resolved, because it would be a terrible shame if people didn't get the vaccine because of some bureaucratic or some contractual issue. But back to the point of the border, Boris Johnson needs to close the border. If cases are rising in France, if cases are rising in other parts of Europe, he should close the border now, protect the nation, and then consider reopening it later, when perhaps a higher proportion of the population has been vaccinated, or when the numbers start to decrease in Europe. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?